Hello everyone. So let's start by coming to standing at the top of our mats. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Full inhale, reaching the arms up overhead. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Root to rise. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Again, inhaling, reaching the arms up. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back into plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale for cobra. Exhale, release. Tuck the toes, lift your knees. High plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keeping the feet hip distance apart, ripple through your spine, find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, start to pedal out through your feet, bending your knees. Drawing your navel in towards your spine, sending your tailbone up towards the ceiling. Come high on the toes, bend the knees, step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Couple more times. Full inhale, reaching up. Swan dive, forward fold, relax your head. Halfway lift. Step back into plank, shoulders over your wrist, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes, keeping the elbows bent, cobra. Exhale, release. Press it up, high plank, and send it back, down dog. Keeping the feet hip distance apart again, ripple forward, find your plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And staying connected with your breath. Ears are in line with your arms, navel drawn in. You can close the eyes here. High on the toes, bend the knees, step the opposite foot forward to the top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms reaching up. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step it back into plank. Exhaling all the way down. High cobra. Exhale, release. High plank, press it up. Downward facing dog, send it back. Again, coming forward, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Taking your time, traveling to the top of your mat, halfway lift, folding over the legs. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. Arms reaching up. Swan dive, forward fold. Halfway lift. Step back into plank, lowering all the way down. High cobra, lifting up. Exhale, release. High plank, press it up. Down dog. Last time, come forward, find your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Take it back, downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg up. Bend your knee, open up the hip. And relaxing your left heel. Keep raising the right knee up to stretch out your right hip flexor and keep sending your chest back towards your left thigh. Dropping it down, switching sides, lifting the left leg, bend your knee, open up the hip. Continuing to breathe here, relaxing your head and your neck. Lower it down. And slowly travel to the top of your mat, step or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Hands to heart center. And sit low in malasana. You can always use a block if you have one and take it underneath your tailbone. Keep lengthening through the crown of your head. Navel drawn in. So malasana, opening up your inner thighs and your outer hips as you create space in your lower back. So just finding stillness, allowing yourself to take full inhales and exhales through your nose. And slowly bring the hands down to the mat, straightening the legs. Feet come back to hip distance apart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Chair pose. Knees are together, arms reaching up. Bring the hands to the heart. Left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Keeping the palms together, keep opening up through the right shoulder, navel drawn in. Holding here for 5 full inhales, 5 full exhales. And slowly coming back through center, keep the knees bent, hands to the heart, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. So knees are in line, palms stay together. 5 full inhales, 5 full exhales here. Knees stay bent, slowly come back through center. Then straighten the legs, interlace the fingers back behind you, open up your chest. Exhale, forward fold. Really breathing into your hamstrings. Trying to keep the legs straight. Releasing your bind. Halfway lift. Jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Bend your knee, open up the hip. So dropping the right foot back behind you, have a seat and wrap your left arm around your right leg. So a Marichyasana variation here. Come back to 3-legged dog, straightening the right leg. Then bring the knee to the nose. Bring it back, 3-legged. Right knee, left tricep. Kick it out to the side for rock star, opening up. Then slowly have a seat for wide-legged forward fold. Arms reach up. Then exhale, fold forward. So gazing towards your right foot. Navel drawn in, reach the arms up. Bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Rock star again, opening up your chest. Plant the left hand, three-legged dog. Warrior one. Reach the arms up. Stacking the right knee on top of the right ankle. Keep shifting your right hip back, left hip forward. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Open up your chest. And then bring the right shoulder to the inside of your right knee for humbled warrior. Navel drawn in, continuing to breathe, and really relax your head and your neck, even if your head doesn't come all the way down to your mat. Halfway lift, and then half moon variation. We're finding Chapasana, so grabbing hold of your left foot or your left ankle, opening up through the left shoulder. Three-legged dog. Find your plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, exhale, downward facing dog. Second side, left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up the hip, and then dropping your left foot back behind you, have a seat and wrap your right arm around your left knee, gazing over your left shoulder. So keeping your right leg with the right heel reaching through it, so keep it flexed. Bring the hands back to the top of the mat, three-legged dog, straightening the left leg. Then bring your knee to nose. Exhale, three-legged. Left knee, right tricep, kick it out to the side, lifting the right arm up for rock star. And slowly have a seat. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale, gazing towards your left foot. So breathing into the stretch of your wide-legged seated forward fold. Arms reach up. Hands come back to the top of the mat. Three-legged dog. Kicking it back to rock star. Plant the right hand, three-legged. Left knee, left tricep, bring it back. Warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Holding here for 5 cycles of breath. Interlace the fingers back behind you, opposite thumb on top. Humbled warrior, bring the left shoulder to the inside of your left knee. Shifting your left hip back. Continuing to breathe, core is engaged. Halfway lift, left hand comes down, and then reach with your right hand towards your right foot or ankle for Chapasana. So really stacking the right shoulder on top of the left. And find your three-legged dog. Come forward, plank, chaturanga, upward facing, exhale, downward facing. And continue to stay in your downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. Come high on the toes. Bend your knees, step or hop. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Chair pose. Bend into the knees, arms reach up. Hands to heart center. Again, take the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Moving a little bit faster, come back through center. Right elbow to the outside of the left. And slowly coming back through center. Straighten the legs, interlace the fingers back behind you. Exhale, fold over your legs. And release your bind, halfway lift. Jump back, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same sequence. Lifting the right leg, bend your knee, open up the hip, drop it back behind you. Vinyasa variation, wrapping the left arm around the right knee, flexing through the left heel. Bring the hands back to the top of the mat. Three-legged dog. Right knee, left tricep, kick it out. Rock star, open up the chest, then have a seat. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, gazing towards your right foot. Arms reach up. Hands back to the top of the mat. Come back into rock star. Open up through the left arm. Plant the left hand back down. Three-legged dog. Right knee, right tricep. Bring it back to three-legged. Then bring it through warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Humbled warrior, exhale. Halfway lift. Right hand plants down. Chapasana. This time, find high lunge. Inhale your arms up. Then slowly straighten your right leg. Fold forward. Keep the left heel lifted. Then bend back into the right knee, high lunge. And then slowly find warrior three. So holding here. High lunge again, reaching the left foot back, arms reach up. Frame your front foot, three-legged plank, chaturanga, up dog, exhale, down dog. Switching sides, left leg lifts, bend your knee, open up the hip, drop it back behind you, Marichi Asana, wrap your right arm around your left leg, flexing through the right heel. Bring the hands back, three-legged. Finding rock star again, opening up through the right arm. And have a seat, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, gazing towards your left foot. Navel drawn in, flexing through the heels, reach the arms up. Plant your hands, coming back into rock star, lifting the right arm up towards the ceiling, then plant the right hand, three-legged dog. Left knee, left tricep, bring it back, three-legged, then find Virabhadrasana 1. Inhale, arms reach up. Interlace the fingers back behind you, opposite thumb on top, dropping the head towards your mat. Halfway lift, Chapasana, left fingertips ground down, lifting the right leg as well as the right arm, grabbing hold of the foot or ankle. And then slowly find high lunge. So this first go round, I forgot to straighten the left leg, but we'll hold it a little bit longer the next time. So go ahead and find warrior three. High lunge again, arms reach up. Find your three-legged plank. Exhale, chaturanga, up dog, exhale, down dog. Holding here for about 3 full inhales, 3 full exhales. And taking your time, step or hop to the top of your mat, halfway lift, fold over your legs, chair pose, arms reach up, And last time here, hands to the heart, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Come back through center, keep the knees bent, hands to heart, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Knees stay in line. Come back through center, interlace the fingers back behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Release your bind, halfway lift. Jump back, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts. Bend your knee, open up the hip. Rock star. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Gazing towards your right foot. Reach your arms up. Plant the hands. Lifting the left arm, rock star again. Then ground down through the left palm. Three-legged dog. Right knee, right tricep. Warrior one. Inhale the arms up. Interlace the fingers back behind you. Open up the chest. See if you can bring your head closer towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Chapasana, that half moon variation. Grab hold of your foot or ankle. Really open up your chest. High lunge, reach up. Warrior three. So pressing down through the right foot so much that your hands become light. Bring your hands to heart center. Keep reaching through the left heel. Coming back to high lunge as you straighten the right leg. Exhale, fold forward. Keep shifting your right hip back, left hip forward. High lunge, inhale the arms. Three-legged plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts. Take that Marichyasana variation on this side. Come back through center. Three-legged. Rock star, kicking the left foot out, reaching the right arm up. Have a seat. Arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold, gazing towards your left foot. Arms reach up. Plant the hands. Rock star again. Planting the right hand. Three-legged dog. Left knee, left tricep. Warrior one. Arms reach up. Humbled warrior. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Chapasana. Really stacking your right hip on top of the left. Your right shoulder on top of your left shoulder. And then ground down, find your high lunge. Warrior three. High lunge again. Now straighten the left leg, shift the left hip back, right hip forward, and hold here. So we will hold here for 5 full inhales, 5 full exhales, since we didn't do it the first go round on the left side. So just holding it a little bit longer. High lunge, arms reach up. Three-legged plank, shoot the left foot back. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And separate the feet wide. Come into malasana again, but at the back of your mat. So opening up the chest, so wrapping the right arm around the right leg, binding back behind you, coming back through center, and going towards the left side. It's really opening up through the right shoulder, wrapping the left arm around the left shin, coming back through center. So from here, we're going to travel towards the top of the mat, but coming into crow to do so. So having the knees stack on your triceps. So I'm tapping my wrist, then coming back to malasana. Bring the hands back out in front, feet together. So stacking your knees on your triceps, lifting through the heels, and maybe tapping at the same time. Coming back into malasana, hands at heart center. And one more time here. Hands to the top of the mat, feet come together. Separate the knees, stacking your knees on top of the triceps, shoulders over your wrists, lift your feet, tap, tap. One more time. Come into malasana. And holding here, keep lengthening from the crown of your head all the way down towards your tailbone. Then straighten your legs, feet are hip distance apart. Padagustasana, peace fingers around your big toes. Exhale, fold forward. So keep sending your tailbone up, rooting down through your feet. As you draw your navel in towards your spine, folding over your legs. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step back, down dog. Lifting your right leg up. And let's come into pigeon. So the right leg is forward, left leg is back. And fold over your right leg. Just holding here, breathing into your lower back and your outer right hip. So my right foot is flexed to protect my right knee. My eyes are closed. As I hold here, I'm deepening my breath. Relaxing my shoulders. Slowly walk the hands towards you. Just wave it over your right leg. And slowly find fire log, stacking your left leg on top of your right. And if you have the space, fold forward. Continue to deepen your breath. So either stay in fire log or find seated pigeon and wrap your arms around your left leg. Just rocking from side to side. We're going to come into compass. So right hand grabs hold of the outer edge of your left foot, taking your left leg over your left shoulder, extending the left hand off the mat, lean into it. Keep opening up your chest. Then extend your right leg, lift up, cross the right ankle over your left ankle, tap the chin down to the mat, Ekapada Kundanyasana. Bring the right leg back, take a vinyasa, swing it back, up dog, downward facing dog. And switching sides, lifting your left leg, and come into pigeon. Fold forward. So shifting your left hip back, folding over your left leg. Again, finding stillness here. Continue to deepen your breath. And slowly lift up, wave over the left leg, inhale, exhale, full inhale, exhale, lifting the torso up, exhale, fold forward, swing over towards the left hip and stack your right leg on top of your left for fire lock. So finding stillness as you fold over both legs, keeping the feet flexed. Coming up, either stay in fire log or try the arm balances. So starting with seated pigeon, wrapping your arms around your right leg. Take your time, find compass. Take your left hand to the outer edge of your right foot. Really guiding your right leg over your right shoulder, opening up through the left. Elephant pose, extend the left leg, bring the hands in front of the hips, 8 angle, tap the chin, lift it back up, and then really reach your left leg back, Ekapada Kundanyasana, then Vinyasa through. Downward facing dog. You can always pause the video and re-watch it. Try it again if you would like. But of course, that is optional. Lifting your right leg. Let's find low lunge. So getting into the hip flexors. So sink into your right knee. Tuck your left toes. So breathing into your left hip flexor. And then take a twist here. So finding a twist with low lunge, it is, and especially binding, it's a little bit more advanced. So really deepen your breath here. So shift your right hip back, left hip forward, opening up through the right shoulder. And keep your back toes tucked. It really helps with balance. unravel, arms reach up. Then interlace the fingers back behind you. Open up your chest. Then find your split here, either half or full Hanumanasana. And you can wave it down, lifting the torso up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, release. Let's come into extended puppy pose, stacking your hips. Keep them in line with your knees. Keep your toes tucked. And allow your chest and your head to come towards the mat. So your tailbone is raised, navel's drawn in. Keep reaching through your fingertips. Breathing into your shoulders, your chest, and your lower back. So you can either find dolphin or come into forearm stand like I'm doing. The legs can be splayed away from one another. It really helps with balance. So keep drawing the forearms towards each other. Press into your palms. And of course, deepen your breath here. Come back down. Find your dolphin if you aren't there already. And slowly bend your knees. Press into your palms. Downward facing dog. So let's switch sides. Left leg lifts and find your low lunge. So with opening up your hamstrings and your hip flexors, it helps whenever you lift your legs for inversions. So find your twist here. Right arm to the outside of your left leg. You can either keep the arms parted or you can bind like I'm doing. Back toes are tucked for balance. I'm continuing to open up my left shoulder. I'm breathing into the twist. And unravel. Reach your arms up. Then interlace the fingers back behind you. Open up your chest. So of course, with opening up your chest and the shoulders, it helps for dolphin and forearm stand. And find your variation of splits, either half or full. Slowly coming out of it, come down to your forearms. So I'm entering pincha a different way. So lifting my left leg and just a slight hop. So I'm continuing to reach through my left foot so much that I bring my right foot to meet it. My legs are straight this time. My navel's drawn in, rooting down through my palms, my forearms, and my elbows. You can always use a wall if you would like. And let's all find child's pose. Extended child's pose with your knees wide. Extend your arms out in front and slowly deepen your breath. Slowly take your time coming out of extended child's pose. Have a seat and then come onto your back. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Going to take 2 back bends here. So I'm coming right into wheel. Hands by my ears, feet hip distance apart. Pressing up, walking my hands in towards my feet. Relaxing my head and my neck. And holding for 5 full inhales, 5 full exhales. And slowly release down. Once your tailbone hits, lifting the legs up, and then draw the knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Take your arms out to a T. Drop both knees over to your right, spinal twist. And deepen your breath. Draw the knees back through center. Drop the knees over to your left, extending through the right hand. Take your time. Knees come back through center. Bring the feet back down to the mat, taking one more back bend here. So hands by the ears, elbows drawn in towards one another, pressing up into wheel. So engaging your glutes, navel drawn in, keep straightening the arms. We're going to hold for 5 full inhales, 5 full exhales. So really press into your palms and really press down through the soles of your feet. Dropping it down, lifting your legs up, arms out to a T, and drop both legs over to your right, keeping the shoulder blades grounded on the mat, lifting the legs back through center, and drop the legs over to the left. Coming back through center, find happy baby, grabbing hold of the outside edges of your feet and really rocking from side to side, trying to draw one knee down and then the other. Take your time getting back towards the center of your mat. Extend your legs, finding Shavasana. And as always, I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you would like. And please leave me any feedback under the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And of course, if you have any requests, please send those as well. So thank you for sharing your time as well as your practice with me. Namaste.